This lady has an almost surreal but certainly unusual voice that has influenced many, many artists. It's Kate Bush.
Out on the windy, windy moor, sweet rolling, falling green. You had a temper.
Her tone is so bizarre.
Too hard, too greedy.
It's so interesting how she approaches it. So it's head voice. Da, 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 da. Now, often we'd approach head voice with a little bit more space. Now, if you think of opera singers, that's the extreme of that. It's really open, low larynx, as much space as you can get in there, open throat. However, she's approaching this like a mix, which is a little bit more closed. Now, I always refrain from saying this too much because often what people do is when I say this, they kind of push into things. So it means that she's got a slightly higher larynx and a smaller space. Now, people often take this to the extreme and then they end up hurting themselves or tensing up, and that's not what you want. We want relaxed singing still. Yet if you want her tone, it's not as open as you would be going for a more classical sound or often head voice sound. So it isn't like a woo, woo, woo sort of sound. It's like na, 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 na. Like placing it here, aiming it here. Maybe some people will feel it here, but in towards this kind of what we call the mask area, which is what we often do when we're trying to do a mix.
How could you leave me when I needed to possess you? I hated you, I loved you too.
She's so dramatic.
Bad dreams in the night.
And almost solely in head voice.
Told me I was going to lose the fight. Leave behind my wandering high tea.
I love her use of rhythm and legato and staccato. Sometimes it's smooth and scooped, and sometimes she uses really short sort of sounds. Now, I love how she plays around with this. It's really important in expression, and she really goes to the extremes and a lot of things in her voice. Those big old scoops. It's just very, very interesting singing, and I understand why people are like, oh, I don't like it, and also like, wow, I'm so intrigued by it. Like, it's not for everyone, but it's very, very interesting. Her pitching is great. Now you can see she's opening quite a lot. But keeping that forward mix placement almost. And then she's got her lovely relaxed tongue, her lovely relaxed jaw. Everything is very placed. It's very good technique. She's not pushing. She's not going to hurt her voice in any way by doing this. It's very, very sturdy, and it's so unique. I'll say it again and again. Her U's and her chest voice there. I love that when she goes into her chest voice, stone, it's got that kind of heavy warmth to it, and then she has that real piercing head voice. It's so different. It's almost like a bird, isn't it? That head voice. I love that. Ooh, adding that cry in head voice. Again, that's something that you hear more in chest voice. And like a oh, that feeling of crying with it. Oh, it's like the same thing, that kind of puppy sort of sound that makes it really emotional.
Let me have it, let me grab it. You're so
And they're really going around all those vowels. See how much she's moving her mouth? You can hear where she switches between that fuller sound, Heathcliff, which is more of an open opera-ish sound. But you can see, I mean, you won't see in this clip, but you've seen in earlier clips that her mouth is a lot more open when she's getting that warmer sound, and then she's closing it to keep that, like, punchy sound. So, like, home, it's more open. And cold. And it's warmer with that sound. And then the E, it's a little bit wider and it's got that more pointed sound. So it really makes a difference on how she's shaping it, on how warm the sound is, how punchy and direct the sound is. And that's the thing that you can play around with. How punchy and direct do you want your sound? So play around with how much your mouth shape can affect the sound. So, it really affects the tone, whether it's forward or backwards placement. Now, this is just feeling it here or further back. It all has a really different feeling, whether your tongue or your jaw, how that affects the sound. Playing around with this will help you discover your voice.
Bush in a very early appearance. The producer obviously having said, I'm sorry, you're not going to do all that freaky dancing on this show. Just sit at the piano, Kate. Now, how would you like hair like this?
What a weird outro. I really like her dancing. It's just as wild as her singing. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.